You should be able to see me, hear me. Everything is awesome. Hi, friends. What a joy to be here with you. Okie doke. So it is the top of the hour. Thank you so much for doing what you could to be with me here today. I know there's a lot of demands on your time. It's a busy final quarter of the year, and I am honored that you're choosing to spend the time with me. We're going to pack a lot in the next 60 minutes to help you to really ramp up your holiday sales, your 2016 or the rest of 2015 and into 2016 sales and revenue, and specifically using Facebook and Instagram. So with that, just a quick intro from myself. See, everything's working, so that's great. Let me hit pause on my own broadcast there, and then I'll hop over and we'll share my slides, and we'll get diving in because this is really cool, folks. Got lots of good things for you. All right, here we go. I'm sharing my screen now, and we'll just get started. You feel free to ask questions. I got my team on standby here. We got Anna and Susan and Christopher and Juan and Jamie. And so if you want to ask questions and you're watching on the Facebook app, just pop them in the Facebook comments below. Or you can also tweet. We'll watch your tweets on hashtag fbboost as well. All right, friends? And I love Q&A. It's always a joy to answer your questions for you. All right, here we go. Screen share, entire screen share, and then it gives me all that wonderful purple haze effect. I'll pop back on camera periodically, but mostly I'm going to really go through this wonderful content that I have for you today, okay? And my team, just FYI, if you need to reach me, you can text me because that's the only screen that I'll have. My second screen to the side here. All right, so Facebook's proven boost your business growth strategies, right? And I'm going to be walking you through the 5 essential success factors to building your business on Facebook and Instagram. We really have to include Instagram in the same conversation, right? And if you want to use a hashtag, right, like I say, just hashtag fbboost, all right? So as you may know, my whole community, I've been sharing this with you for most of this year. I've been very, very blessed and honored to be hired by Facebook after being an evangelist for the company since 2007, really being very passionately spreading the word of how powerful Facebook is. And then this year, I got to work directly with the company and go on tour to present and moderate panels and present to the group of business owners, and also to sit down and talk one-on-one with several hundred small business owners. And it's really been a joy. We've actually been out to 4 major cities with a total of several thousand people together. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you today is really in the trenches, directly from the quote unquote horse's mouth, if you will, what's working now in Facebook marketing. All right. So some facts and stats for you. 45 million active small business pages on Facebook. It's pretty amazing, right? But watch this. Only 2 million of which are active advertisers. Now, I've said this for years since Facebook brought out the advertising feature, and it's just become more and more so that Facebook ads is the most targeted traffic that your money can buy, right? And however, it's overwhelming, right? It's confusing. You don't know exactly where to put your dollars or how it all works. Hopefully at the end of today's session, you'll have a better sense. And also I'll give you some great resources where we can work together a little bit more. Now, what's interesting, I showed you some of those photos in the previous slide of there's 4 different panels featured at the 4 main events. So Facebook actually went through all of these advertisers and selected just 16 of them to feature at this small business Facebook Boost Your Business event. And doing well. These are all businesses that are doing well on both Facebook and Instagram. Excuse me. And like I said, done over 200 one-on-one consults. So this is the best practices directly from Facebook. A few more facts and stats on Facebook, just so that you're up to speed, folks, just in case, there's a few remaining people out there saying, gee, maybe Facebook's just a fad, or it's going to go away, or, is it really for business? Well, it's just growing from strength to strength to strength. If you've been watching the stock price as well, as all the stats are really on the increase. So 1.5, now it's at 1.49, it's easier to say 1.5 billion active users, 88% of which access on their mobile devices. Interestingly enough, 83% are outside the US and Canada. I know we have people from all over the world tuning in today, Australia and UK, and obviously different parts of Europe and Asia. Excuse me. A sip of water. But yeah, so it's really fantastic that we can be connected and reach our target market all over the world. Interestingly enough, folks, 20%, over 20% of all time spent on mobile is actually on Facebook apps. And Facebook users check the app 14 times a day on average. If you're anything like me, it's 14 times an hour. Haha. And for an average of 41 minutes a day. Now think about that. We're all here as business owners, as from the business world, whether you work for a company or you run your own company or you provide services to other companies in terms of social media marketing, Facebook marketing. This is a massive captive audience, right? Massive. 41 minutes a day. And 14 times a day. So what we're going to talk about today is those 5 steps to really getting your content seen in that mobile newsfeed in particular. When you think about how many users are accessing the app through their mobile device. If you just joined us, welcome. It's Mari Smith here coming to you live from gorgeous sunny San Diego, and we are so glad to have you here with us. You can tweet nuggets out or anywhere you find hashtags, hashtag fbboost if you wish. Facebook trends. Facebook's, I love that word, disrupting, and talking about creating a revolution, and the different areas or industries or ways of doing business and connecting around the world is really being disrupted. So television, you see it, you're seeing it all the time. It's incredible what's happening with television, with video on the Facebook newsfeed. Did you know, in fact, folks, that Facebook is coming out with a whole new, in fact, if I switch over to my browser here and I can pull up my page, when we get to the live Q&A, I can do some other cool things looking at the screen. Where did we get this? Yeah. So this October 24th, just the other day there, I posted this video about the changes in video. Let me zoom that in a little bit so you can see better. So I'm going to share some of these stats in a slide coming up. But what I wanted to draw to your attention is that there's actually, what's coming is a video, like a new dedicated video newsfeed. There it is, a new video newsfeed with a dedicated icon front and center on your cell phone. Pretty amazing, or on the iPhone anyways, I've seen it. So we can come back to that in a little bit, but it's just mind-boggling what's happening with Facebook and video. Certainly the numbers are showing that it's overtaking YouTube in terms of views and whatnot. Search is another arena. Social referrals are outnumbering search. People going in directly, actually getting the traffic directly from people searching versus having them referred by the different social sites, right? Facebook always being the main one. I have a whole separate slide just for Messenger app because this one is blowing me away. There's just one brand new announcement this morning that came out. I'm going to show you that. And the next slide's incredible. And then commerce, disrupting commerce. We'll talk about a little bit about the lead ads and then the buy button, being able to actually collect leads and have people make purchases directly from their mobile newsfeed. Mobile commerce is on the growth. They call it m-commerce. I have a slide about that too. Take a look at this, folks. It's mind-boggling. Think about messaging. Shout out to our friend Ezra Firestone from smartmarketer.com. And Ezra and I were just speaking last week at the Converted conference from Lead Pages. And Ezra was commenting on how excited he too is about the fact that we're moving into this messaging, this more intimate way of communicating one-on-one with our customers and prospects. So I don't know if you know this, folks, but Messenger is actually a standalone app. You can go to messenger.com and you can use the app on your desktop. You can also, obviously, we know we're kind of forced to use it as a separate app, right? But you'll see why, because earlier this year, the F8 conference back in March, Facebook opened up the API. There's actually apps there. Of course, you can do video calling, group chat, you can send money. Think about all of the traffic and the eyeballs and the activity that's happening just inside the Messenger app. Facebook's wanting us to increase our response time. This is on pages, right? This is for business pages. If you respond to 90% of your messages on average within 5 minutes, you get that little very responsive to messages. You can also private message on comments. Let me hop over back to my page here and see, I do have the feature. If you don't have it yet, you'll be able to. Here's our friend Janet Johnson. Shout out to Janet from Minneapolis. See how, and you always have like and reply. This is new. Let's say Janet's saying, hey, Mari, I'm really interested in your product, or she might say I have an issue, excuse me, a customer service issue. And then I could hit that message, and now I can actually private message her. Okay, that's the narrative, excuse me, from my post. Clearly needed to do my vocal warm-up lessons. My singing teacher wouldn't be impressed. Excuse me. So yeah, that alone there, I think is brilliant. Pretty awesome. Private message on comments. So you can actually take, oh, for goodness sakes. You can take a customer service issue offline quicker. That's the beauty of this. Fantastic news, especially for industries that perhaps have a little bit more challenge, such as some of my clients are in the financial industry or insurance industry, and they have to deal with negative comments. And that's being able to quickly private message and take it offline is really great. Merchant integration, that's coming. If you don't know about this and you would like to, and you sell goods and services online, for sure go to messenger.com/business and sign up to let Facebook know that you are interested to find out just as soon as this is available to merchants. Okay. Now then, this is brand new. I just shared on my page this morning. In your Facebook Messenger inbox, that little other, right? We have that other folder or other section, which is just whoever looks in there. It's just basically, I hesitate to say it's all spam because there's actually some bona fide messages in there, but really only people you know, friends, can send you a private message. Well, this new thing that's coming, this new feature, message requests. Back over here, I just posted about it this morning. See, you're going to have this message request, and they're replacing the other folder with message requests. What that means is that anybody on Facebook can now communicate with you, or at least request to communicate with you, and you can accept the request or not, and then they won't know if you've read that message or not. I just think it's funny what this message that was posted. David Marcus here, the VP of messaging products. He said, forget phone numbers. All you need to talk to anyone in the world is their name. Very interesting, huh? Very interesting. Of course, we've got the Mentions app. If you're not yet verified, you might want to go ahead and download the Mentions app and then follow the process to get verified if you can. So you can get access to Facebook Live. I just did a quick Facebook Live from the green room before we got started here today. Look at this, folks. The rise of Facebook video explained in a single graph. This is Caroline Everson, and she is the VP Global Marketing for Facebook. Great presenter too. And so if you can catch what this is saying here, look at this. 2013, Facebook was at 1 billion with a B video views per day. Moving into late 2013, you see this little green, I don't know if you can read it or not, but I'll read it for you. It's autoplay video. And even though we just could not stand it at first, we kind of got used to it, right? At least it didn't have audio. Then, interestingly enough, into 2014, that was last year, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge is what skyrocketed video view to 4 billion, quadrupled the views per day from 2013. So, pretty exciting. Also, some other interesting information. We're talking about mobile. This is Erin Sills, head of global consumer insights at Facebook, talking about m-commerce. Mobile commerce is absolutely on the increase, and she's talking about 3 different important factors around this. This is a video that you can get on Facebook Insights, one of their various resource platforms or resource sites. Desktop to mobile, obviously you're looking at something online and then you want to go ahead and purchase it. Maybe you're in store and you've checked something out online, a camera, dress, pair of shoes, car. You want to order it. I don't think anybody's quite going to order a car from their mobile phone. Not yet. Also, they're talking about how there's multiple devices where you might want to switch between devices. People have more than one cell phone. And then this is huge, going from big to small. So watching the television and then having your second screen. So just some areas to be really aware of as we go into 2016. Has anyone here tried Instagram ads? I'm very curious. Have you tried it as a business owner marketer? And if so, I'd be very curious. Feel free to add in the comments below or tweet me. I will be reading all my tweets and comments after. Meantime, I've got my team are watching them and scooping them up for you so we can get to them later. But anyway, that's as a business person. I'm also curious to know, as a user, as an Instagram user, how are you finding this? Are you finding, like, because there's no algorithm when you're going through your Instagram feed. It's 100%, right? It's not filtered, unlike Facebook, right? So, and as you know, just for the few folks that may not know, Facebook owns Instagram. Okay, Facebook bought Instagram. Still a very independent company that does a lot of really creative things. But now what you can do is you can purchase ads, both photo, and it can be square or landscape or portrait. You can do the carousel where you swipe left and right to see more, and video. I actually ran a video ad for myself for this webinar. I did very, very well. 6 cents a view. 6 cents a view. I don't know if that's comparatively. We got more benchmarks to look at. 8 cents a view on Facebook and 6 cents a view on Instagram. Got a much bigger reach on Instagram too. I actually have a slide to share my stats with you in a little bit. Okay, so now then we're going to go right into these 5 success factors. If you've just joined us, greetings and welcome, and I love that you're here. I'm going to just hop off my webcam for a split second to let you know that I'm here, and I really appreciate you being here. We've got a lot to cover. I am on camera as well, and we will be doing some Q&A. Feel free to pop them in the comments below and or tweet #fbboost. All right, I'm back to screen share. Got a lot to cover. Here we go. All right, so success factor number 1. This is directly from Facebook, and we've heard this. You may well have heard this, and you thought, okay, what does that mean? Tell your story, be authentic. Repeated over and over and over again as we went to each of these cities and featured each of these 16 small business success stories. It's really about telling your authentic story. It builds trust. It helps your company or your brand be more human. It creates what I call P2P, or many other people call it P2P, people to people, or H to H, human to human, as opposed to, of course, we have B2C and B2B, but I love this acronym, P2P. It's all human. It adds value. People are really genuinely interested in stories. It creates emotion. It creates that emotional connection, versus maybe a funny cat meme. Although, humor has its place. Here's the thing when it comes to the success factor number 1. Remember that when Facebook users are scrolling through their newsfeed, desktop or mobile, they're there for personal reasons first. Nobody gets up in the morning and says, oh, gee, I wonder what Starbucks or Target is advertising today. We're there looking to see what's happening with our friends, our family, perhaps some work connections as well. But really, it's the more you can make your promoted content as relevant and timely, as Mark Zuckerberg says, as relevant and timely as the content that your friends are sharing. That's when it begins to feel like that authentic story, that human, that people aspect of it. Let's look at a few examples to help illustrate. This is the Herbivorous Butcher. They're out of Minneapolis. A shout out to Kayla and Aubrey. Wonderful, wonderful brother and sister team. And they created and run this wonderful vegan, it's funny calling it a butcher, but it's a really playful name. And they actually sell most of their goods through pop-up events in the city of Minneapolis. And then they also just signed a lease on a restaurant. The one thing I just love, or one of the many things I love about Kayla and Aubrey, is especially Kayla, he's so quirky. Anybody here from Minneapolis, you know what? He's playful, he's funny, he's quirky. And to be fair, Aubrey is as well. This is a great little video of them here. And they have created essentially a cult-like following. So folks, I recommend that you check them out. It's always good to actually look at other businesses and other industries, even if this is not even remotely connected to the industry that you're in. You can learn a lot from companies doing Facebook and Instagram well. There is a reason that Facebook chose the Herbivorous Butcher Butcher to be one of the 16 businesses featured. And so watch the post that they share. They do a lot of fun videos. They share behind the scenes. One time Cale had cut his hand and Aubrey was busy wrapping up with blue duct tape just to be playful. And then they're out and about at their pop-up stand and people are coming up and saying, oh, how's your thumb? How's your thumb, Cale? Is it okay? And he, you know, even though, and he was actually what he shared, and one of the things he shared in the panel was he was amazed that even if people are not always interacting, liking, commenting, sharing, and engaging on his Facebook content, they're still seeing it and they're really taking in what's happening and then, you know, really being part of the family, if you will. Another example is Jelly Skateboards. This is Sven. He's the founder and creator of the Jelly Skateboards, beautiful skateboards made of bulletproof glass. And he's been featured at a number of the Facebook events, but more particularly the one in San Diego back in June. And just a really great guy, great story. And he's featured in San Diego, as I say. You can check them out on both Facebook and Instagram. And what Sven found is that a lot of younger girls were, you know, young teenage women were really a great market for his skateboards. And he's, you know, putting kind of the, you know, young fit girls with bikini clad, and then he realized, okay, wait, it's actually a lot of moms are buying these skateboards for their son. So he kind of changed up his strategy just a little bit and make sure, you know, his photos are appropriate, things like that. And you see he's got 44 shares here. Another thing about Sven and creating his content and sharing his story is that they actually have a photographer, their own in-house photographer. They're really, really particular about the best high quality HD photos, especially on Instagram. And Sven, just a great guy and a great story there. Let's look then at Facebook success factor number 2. This is directly from Facebook, believe it or not. And it's like, oh, okay, come on already. As you all know, I feel your pain. I really do. And it's challenging to get support. It's challenging for a social networking company to get decent customer care from them, customer service, just to get a response, to get a human being. Please, can you help us? That you're saying, and then often it falls on deaf ears. Now then, if you begin to spend advertising dollars, good chance you will be able to reach an advertising rep and you'll get some support in that way. They've just recently introduced live chat. But hopefully by the end of the session here today, like I say, you'll have a better idea of an approach that will really help you to see measurable results, to get leads, can convert them into paying customers. But what Facebook recommends is, at minimum, you're going to use the boost button about once a week. Okay. Now, everybody should at least be familiar with the boost button, right? It's just that little button that you just can't help but not notice it, right? It's like everywhere you go. Wait a second, did I just share that this morning? I did. Wow, 4 hours ago. It always amazes me what takes off and what doesn't. 4 hours ago and 32,000 reach, 127 shares. Well, I guess Facebook wants to get the word out about that. It's an exciting new feature. But this is kind of the path of least resistance. This is great. This is a perfect place to start. And you can do this on both the mobile app and on desktop, right? So what you can do in here, you're going to target people who like your fans. I like the middle one here, people who like your page and their friends, because then you get that, you'll be able to reach people who are not yet your fans, and you can go ahead and get a wider audience, but you still have that magical social proof. So when people see your sponsored story in their feed, it will actually say, you know, John and Jean and Mary, you know, like this as well, and they're your friends. You've seen them, everybody's seen that. Or you could drill down this third level and do some very specific targeting. You can set your budget, you set the time frame. You can even now on the boost button, this is fairly new, you can now integrate the conversion tracking pixel. Okay, this would be something that you would set up ahead of time. They've even made the pixel more easier to use with just one magic pixel. I have some slides to talk to you about the pixel. It's a critical component of your Facebook advertising. So at minimum, let's just say, oh, okay, that's all I want to do. I just want to put $5 on them. Of course, that's too low for this particular page. It's too low. But I think if we did 50 there, it would make a difference. I might do 50 for one day. As a strategy, generally speaking, folks, I would not boost a post that's driving people to a different domain than mine. This is going to Adweek. And I wouldn't, you know, I don't know. And I guess there might be a strategic reason for me to drive traffic paid traffic to somebody else's site. But generally speaking, you really want to boost the posts that have a specific measurable outcome for you. I mean, maybe just to boost your engagement. If you're not getting much at all, you could put $5 or $10 and get a little bit more traction and visibility. So the main times you're going to use the boost button, if you're brand new, you really haven't done anything yet, or you're kind of on the run and you just want to boost a post quickly on the road when you're using your mobile device. Most people are going to use the ads manager. Okay, so facebook.com/ads, or when you're on the app, you just go, you're on desktop, you're just going to go up to that little down arrow and hit create ad if it's new, or manage ads if you've got some running already. It's a nice simple tutorial. I won't go real deep into it right now in the interest of time. I got a lot more slides to go through and 3 more success factors. But the ads manager is a nicely laid out tutorial. It keeps getting more comprehensive such that it's the perfect next step up for the boost button. For the power users, for the advanced users, the times that you would use Power Editor is if you're wanting to place more split tasks, you want to compare how does your ad perform on the right-hand side versus desktop newsfeed versus mobile newsfeed. You want to create what are called unpublished posts. It looks and feels like a wall post, but it's not on the post, it's only in the newsfeed. And so Power Editor is definitely more for advanced users. But again, fortunately, Facebook have made the Power Editor a little bit more friendly, user-friendly and intuitive. Or folks, guess what? You could even use a third-party tool. I would put this in the category of somewhere in between using the Ads Manager and Power Editor, is you could use a third-party tool. And a shout out to our friends at Adespresso, Armando and Max. You could check out Adespresso, great company. It is a third-party tool to manage and place your Facebook ads. Is really, really cool. You might just find that it's more effective for you. If you've tried Power Editor and it just gives you headaches, you might want to do a trial of the third-party tool. Okie dokie. So next up, on the subject of getting started and what posts to boost, guess what? All these different folks I've been speaking to around the country and really around the world, people that I speak to on my own and not just on Facebook's behalf, this really is the number one problem that business owners face, believe it or not, is in terms of effective social media marketing is what do I post? When do I post it? How often? What should I say? How do I get business from that content? And so I'm doing my best to answer some of those questions for you here today. You want to use an editorial calendar, plan it out. I got on the next slide. If you've seen me speak before and some of these terms will be familiar to you, and I really want to anchor this point about systematic planned approach. Makes a big difference. 3 buckets. It's okay to repurpose your content. It's okay if something's done really well to go back and share it again. Or more importantly even, is to take some content, visual, video, written, audio, lots of different formats of content, and you can post it on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth. Maybe Pinterest, Google+, it just depends. But if you're listening to me right now and your head is spinning and you're like, oh my gosh, Mari, that is way too much. I can barely keep up with Facebook. That is okay. I want you to give yourself permission that that's okay to just stick with Facebook for now. And maybe you're really passionate about Instagram or Twitter or Pinterest or whatever, one of the other platforms, and you're not that into Facebook. I really do encourage you to do what you can to learn Facebook because it's the big daddy of them all, as you know. You can create and curate, as you saw me, I curate often, OPC, other people's content. And this was the one I mentioned. This is an ad. If you look at my Facebook feed and my Twitter, a lot of it is OPC, other people's content. I love sharing other people's content. Here's those buckets. But then, of course, just by the way, just to anchor that point, make it clear, of course, it also has to be interspersed with your own content, right? You wouldn't just share other people's content. Now the simple system for content buckets, if you will. Let's start with this one. Most posts that you make, probably a good 80%, will be an informative, educational, teaching people something about your area of expertise, your niche. And this is where OPC comes into its own. So you can share a nice mix of other people's content. If you can make it playful, funny, humorous, make people laugh, cry, or go, oh, all the better, especially all those videos that we're seeing out there. And then what I call CTA, call to action, inviting people to click and do business with you, click and sign up, click and register, click and buy. You can definitely create content that fits into all three of those buckets. Okay, so ideally we want to make it visual. Our brains can identify images in 13 milliseconds, and posts with images actually have 2.3 times more engagement. I have a great infographic on my site. I teamed up actually with BuzzSumo recently. We created an infographic based on some of these engagement stats. It's just amazing. All right, let's dive into Facebook success factor number 3. If you're just tuning in, it's Mari Smith broadcasting live from sunny San Diego, and we are doing the Facebook Boost Your Business proven strategies to grow your business on Facebook and Instagram directly from Facebook, as learned from the Boost Your Business tour, traveling around with them in the country. Traveling around this country. Okay. Reach the people that matter to you. Now, what does that mean? It's so funny when sometimes I read phrases that are like Facebook speak, right? Reach your target audience. Reach prospects that are most likely to want to do business with you, whether it's online or coming into your store if you have a local bricks and mortar business. There is amazing targeting. We'll look at some of those in a moment and some of the screenshots I've got for you. You can target by interest, behaviors. There's geo-targeting, which is perfect for local businesses. It's calls to actions. You can even do local business call to actions now, which are like get directions or even call now. Now, obviously, if you're going to go ahead and place an ad with a call now, you want to have somebody on standby. Ideally, there's a whole sales process. There's a conversion process you have in place that will actually convert these calls into hot prospects and then into sales. This is one of the things that working with Facebook this year, really, they position me as a small business marketing expert, which I was so heartened because that is what I am. And most people know me as a Facebook expert, but I actually have about 16 years of online marketing and small business development experience, email marketing, information product creation, sales funnels, conversion, you name it. It's all a big part of successful Facebook marketing and advertising. You can't just have ads going somewhere that doesn't convert. Some of you might have heard of the new Facebook Beacon. If you've not, and you have a local business or you work with local businesses, make sure that you go and apply to get this Facebook Beacon. That's something you can get for free, and it will actually help to amplify the reach of your local business and bring more people in through your door because the Facebook Place Tips pops up and brings people in. It lets people know about your store. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. I try to make it as big as possible. This is an example of targeting as success strategy number 3. We're talking about reaching the people that matter to you. I just put this example together for you. So starting from the top, lookalike audiences are absolutely golden. You can upload your own customer list, your list of customers, your list of subscribers, prospects. You can also make a lookalike audience based on your current fans. And you can make a lookalike audience based on the people that visit your website, your whole website or specific pages. So in this here example, FMSS, one of my previous courses, Facebook Marketing Success Systems, and then I loaded up to Facebook and I had them create a lookalike audience. Then in this example, I've distilled it down a little bit further, narrowed it down further. Usually you're going to find a lookalike into the millions, and you don't really want to do ads that target millions of people. Try to narrow it down a little bit more with this wonderful granular targeting. In this example, I've gone Australia, United States. Here's this, by the way, that geo-targeting this is a screenshot, but if you were to click that little arrow, you can actually target people who've recently been to this area or in the vicinity or actually live in that area. In this example, we've gone age 35 to 50, women, English speaking, and the demographics, this detailed targeting, I believe this is rolling out to all people if it's not out to everyone, although there's certain countries I know it's not out across all countries. So I wanted to give you a sneak peek of what's coming. That with the detailed targeting, you can include people who match at least one, and there's all manner of targeting, demographics, interests, and behaviors in here, right? You can get suggestions or you can browse. But then you can also do exclusion targeting. So in this example, I just made this up. I don't mind late adopters, but so you can see in the red box I highlighted for you that these are, we're going to reach about 22,000 people, women age 35-50, and Australia or US, and they are small businesses. They're most likely to be small businesses, but they're not late adopters. Presumably early adopters. Okay, so that gives you hopefully, if you haven't seen this depth of detail before, you're like, oh my gosh, starts spinning your mind in terms of what's possible to reach your audience. In your posts, both your ads, of course, you have a little call to action button, usually if you're posting a link or a video, but with your actual wall posts, you can include calls to action as well. You got your social call to action if you want. If you enjoyed this, please share it with your friends. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm not a big fan of doing things like, if yes, click like, if no, comment. I think those have kind of seen their day on Facebook, but who knows, might work for some pages. You can ask people to do, a social call to action, like I was just talking about, to increase engagement on Facebook, or certainly using different calls to action to drive fans off of Facebook and onto a really good landing page. I got another slide coming up about that in a moment. You can use Facebook ads too. Number one, I say, folks, really build your email list, and those lead ads are really hot right now. That integrations are coming. There's going to be more integrations, but right now you can download it. It's not as automated as we would like to see it, but certainly it's a fantastic and low resistance way to collect email addresses, because you can then go in and download that CSV, download that list of emails. You could use Facebook to ads to launch a new product, obviously get traffic to your site, increase sales online and or in-store, improve customer service, build brand awareness, improve engagement. By the way, on this one of improving customer service, you really want to make sure that you have someone on your staff or your team who's managing the comments on your ads. It blows me away how many companies, major companies who shall be nameless, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus today, but I see ads and they've been doing the rounds for maybe months. They've hit on a good ad, it's doing well, and you might see, underneath that hundreds of comments, and there's a bunch of spam and nasty things in there and swear words and awful things, and they're just not being moderated. So that does not look good, does it? If you actually happen to go in there, it doesn't look good. So on that note, just make sure that you have your unpublished posts, or dark posts as they're often referred to, that moderated as well, okay? I better hustle here. We got a lot more to cover. This is the part I'm talking about when you drive people from a Facebook ad to a landing page. They are in what we call a certain frame of mind. You want to keep that in mind, that frame of marketing. When people go to Google, they are in search mode. They have a problem. They're like, type. What can I find that might be a solution to this problem? And they're going to go ahead and probably only look at the first page of Google. Keeping in mind a sidebar on that, if you were wanting to get on the first page of Google and you're just starting out, you don't have much SEO and you're really trying to get there, you're going to have to invest, right? Time and money in an SEO expert or buy ads. Well, that's where we really have to think about with Facebook. But the thing with Facebook, it's actually extremely effective and affordable. So Facebook, people are there for on social mode, not search mode, but social mode. So they're in a certain frame of mind. They see your ad. They're, oh, that looks interesting. They click through. It has to look seamless. Let's do a quick example. This is my friend Jeanine Blackwell. I just really adore this woman. She's incredible. She teaches how to create courses. And I saw this ad in my newsfeed way back at the beginning of this year. I was not familiar yet with Jeanine, but something about her ad really jumped off the screen, and I really enjoyed her style. It was well targeted. It was a nice launch. It's a nice launch, a nice ad. It says here, do you have a great online course idea, but you're not sure if it will sell? I tapped in. I always often like to do this, to tap in and see. If you tap that little down arrow, you can find out why you're seeing this. It's one factor of why you're being targeted, in this case, women age 40 and older. Yes, I am older than 40. Oh dear. You can check out what Jeanine's up to there at bit.ly/6fig course. And then I tapped through in this subject of frame of mind marketing. Very seamless, loved the sales page, reached out to Jeanine. I said, my audience would love this. I know many of you here have probably signed up for Jeanine's training in the past, and it's just really very well done. So what worked with that example I'm showing you? It was very well targeted. It was relevant. Although I create and sell courses for a living myself, what I did is I actually reached out to Jeanine and I said, can I promote this to my audience? My list would love this. And that's what we ended up doing. We did very well. I shared an inviting image as a very compelling ad, asked a question, offered something for free. That's what I've been doing with my own ads for this webinar here today. I know many of you responded to the ads, which is great. Love that you're here. Thanks for your time. And made a great offer and a great landing page and that wonderful frame of mind marketing. Okay, so I'm just got 2 more factors to go here. How are we doing? We're doing great. Let's just, Facebook going after YouTube, after Gmail, after search. Pretty amazing. Gail Rappaport-Weiland. She is an artist, fine arts. Hi, Gail. Good to have you here. How do you get that message button during Messenger section? The message button. Oh, I know what you mean. So the private message, it's not something you can apply for. It's coming. It's coming soon. It's a new feature. You said, as an artist, should I be concerned about my work on Instagram or Facebook without a watermark? Possibly. I am a huge fan for people who create original work, artists, photographers, graphic artists, that you really do place a good watermark on your, on your work. And then you got some more questions here. I'm going to jump to just a couple more. I will do my best to get to some of your questions, folks. Yeah, there's someone else, PJ, asking about the message option on the page. It's coming. It's new. What else? Oh, hi, Gerardo Perez. Can you create a lookalike audience that's geo-targeted? Yes. Yes, you can. Well, I see what you're saying. Well, you would create, first a lookalike is going to be very broad and wide in the millions, and then you're going to actually narrow that down by the geo-targeting aspect of it. Yes. Great. Anthony in the house. Hi, Anthony Marizzi, copywriter. With Facebook ads, is there any value to sending the first click to an internal Facebook lander, then using the post to send readers to your landing page? That's a really good question. Well, we're using here today the 22 Social app, and certainly you can actually collect email addresses using this app as well as the lead ads that we've been talking about. It's really great. I love apps and ways that can help you to actually gather a significant amount of data from your prospects, and people are already in Facebook anyway, right? Bill Lage, is it Lage, L-A-G-E or Lage? At Super Value. Hey, from Minneapolis. Hiya, Bill. Oh, I'm bummed to miss you too. Oh, sweet. He said he signed up for Facebook Focus. Wonderful. Let's get you some more sales. And he says, I still have my aqua pen from a few years ago. Yes. Debbie Hoffman. Oh, hi, Debbie. And she's power up your follow-up. You're going to be a guest in our inner circle soon. I'm so excited. When would you boost a post versus running an ad? What's the main difference? Main difference with boosting a post is that you're not going to be able to have quite as much control over the targeting. That's one. You can't really pick up placement. You can't say put this ad just in mobile or just in desktop. So what you can when you're doing the actual ad. I should even qualify, because this does confuse people. An ad is really a boosted post, an ad, promoted post, sponsored story. They're all really the same. Anything that you give money to Facebook and then it amplifies the reach in the news feed is really considered an ad, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Really, really great. So Nancy Avila, what did you say? What's the name of the easy video editor? Oh, actually, that was just on Twitter. That's Twitter's own one. If you load it up and you go to actually create a video on Twitter, it's 20 seconds. Yeah, it's really cool. Very cool. Let's see, who's asking, what is a retargeting pixel? Lynn. Hiya, Lynn, at the Kabuki Theaters in Japan in the house. A retargeting pixel, that is the best way I can describe it is if you go to a website and you are looking to make a purchase, a car, a camera, a dress, no piece of equipment, anything like that. Then you leave that website and now you're looking around the internet or you're looking on Facebook and you see an ad pop up for that very thing that you were just looking at. That whole process is created by using a retargeting pixel. That advertiser has used a retargeting pixel. The reason to use it, let me put it in real simple terms, folks, it's highly, highly effective. What happens is people come to your landing page or your opt-in page or your sales page. They don't always make a buying decision or an opt-in decision. They're thinking, gosh, well, so they get distracted, something happens, or just, they don't follow through at that particular time. They're not ready to buy yet. And then, but later they see your ad and they go, oh yeah, that's right, I was looking at that. And it takes multiple touch points for people to actually make those decisions. So in any case, we are out of time here today. I do want to honor your time. We're actually a couple minutes over. I see lots more questions. I will do my best to answer your questions in the Facebook comments and also on Twitter. And let me just hop back to my screen for another moment here. Love, love, love to help you get an increase in your sales over the next holiday period. That's why we're doing this as quickly as possible. So we'll be actually meeting in just a few weeks' time. And starting there'll be a little bit of homework too. I'm going to give you a little prep work. We'll open up the Facebook Mastermind group very quickly, probably in the next couple of days here. So you'll actually be able to begin to get some traction right away, not even wait till November 19th. Lots of ways to get really great support. And really, it's very, very affordable. I got a total money back guarantee for you there, folks. If you don't make another $147 or more, let's say at least double your money, good grief, I'll give you your money back. I'm very, very passionate about teaching and training and helping people understand the power of Facebook and Instagram and really having a holistic approach to it, not just buying ads and then they don't perform for you. It's really about buying ads or putting a budget behind a whole strategy, a whole content, engagement, and conversion strategy. So hop on over to mariasmith.com/Facebook Focus. Love to help you, my friends. It's really been a joy to serve you today. I look forward to, pressing the wrong button, trying to speak and click buttons at the same time. I used to do my webinars renting a studio, right? And somebody else handles all the buttons for me and I just get to show up. We'll go back to doing that in the new year. All right, have a blessed evening, morning, afternoon. It's really been a joy to serve you. I hope you got value. I know you got value. I look forward to reading your tweets and your comments. And if you're ready to sign up for Facebook Focus, we're not going to keep that $147 price at that level for too much longer. So please go ahead and take advantage of it. And I look forward to helping you get more sales throughout the next few weeks and the end of the year, and have your plan really rock it for 2016. Take care, folks. Much love. Bye for now.